Welcome, everybody, to the first of two talks for this visit. Gayatriprana will be speaking on the teachings of Bhagavad Gita in the light of the life of Holy Mother. And there'll be time for questions and answers, and we'll conclude with listening to a guided meditation by our dear old revered Pravrajika Gayatriprana Mataji. And I think, as you all know, very happily, there'll be a talk by Gayatriprana at the Vedanta Center on Sunday from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Swami Vivekananda and Practical Vedanta. And we're very happy to have Gayatriprana with us again. Just arrived a couple of days ago. And we look forward to having her also participating in Sydney in activities there. And as you know, Gayatriprana is an increasingly senior nun of Sri Sharada Math. I'm noticing when we went to India recently, the change in the respect and the stature that she has now when she goes to India, especially. We have a request for donations. Of course, it's mainly now to help cover airfares. We do hope in the years to come to be bringing lots of nuns here to visit Adelaide, but the airfares do become quite expensive. So I think without further delay, request Gayatriprana to give a talk. Of course, you're all invited to stay back for dinner as well.
Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, lead me from the unreal to the real. Lead me from darkness to light. Lead me from death to immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. Teachings of Bhagavad Gita in the light of the life of Holy Mother. Now, we all know Bhagavad Gita is the most important scripture of Hinduism. We say, well, Vedas are there, but how many people have seen Veda or handled Veda, studied Veda? It's too vast and it's too difficult to understand. And there are a lot of portions which are not relevant. And even the Upanishads, the philosophical portion of the Veda, Upanishads, that's also vast. And there are rituals and descriptions of rituals and everything which are no longer relevant to modern time. So Swami Vivekananda says, the Upanishads are like a overgrown garden, untended for. So you walk through that overgrown garden, and here and there you find a beautiful flower, a beautiful rose, a beautiful some other flower. Whereas Bhagavad Gita is like a bouquet. Somebody has picked all those beautiful flowers and collected together and bouquet. All the flowers are there. And in the meditation on Gita, one of the verses says, if all the Upanishads are the cow, Bhagavad Gita is the milk coming from that cow. So we just, all the highest truths of Vedanta, you get condensed form in Bhagavad Gita. Now, Gita, we consider as a scripture. It's more than a scripture. It is and if you look at the context of the Gita, it was thousands of years ago, 7,000 years ago, given to Arjuna on the battlefield. What has it got to do with us in this modern time? Now we are in the space age, technology, artificial intelligence is coming. All that, what is Gita to do with us in our day-to-day life? And if it is not practical in your day-to-day life, what's the point of studying all these things? Just to get intellectual information. Now, it is something for us to live and improve our life. It's not just it's not a script as a scripture. You just read it and then we show respect, salute, and keep it away in the shrine, puja room. No, it is something we had to. The teachings that Gita gives is something that we have to live in our life, day-to-day life, everyday life, and it is the modern life is we're putting people to a lot of pressure, stress, mental mental stress, anxiety, emotional imbalance, all these things are there. And is Gita going to help us in that in dealing with these things? Yes, people are realizing more and more how the teachings of Bhagavad Gita can help us face these situations, the problems of modern day that ordinary people face in their day-to-day life. How to face this stress and anxiety, all those things. It is dealing with giving answer to some of the ethical problems. Should I do this? Is it the right thing to do? Arjuna had one problem. Whether should I fight, do the battle, because I can't kill all these people, my grandfather, great teacher. So tell me, what should you do? Shri Krishna didn't say anything, straight away answer. Should I fight or should I go away? He didn't give any answer straight away. Instead, what did he say? If you look at the Gita, you can see Krishna giving the highest teaching, the immortality of the soul. You are not going to, you think that you're going to kill all these people? No, you are not going to kill. Because after all, it's only the body that dies. The soul is immortal. Just now we heard Anjan's song. It's the fire cannot burn, wind cannot dry, water cannot wet. The soul is immortal. And you are that. You are that soul. It's a highest teaching. And then he didn't leave there. But practical question, what Arjuna wanted to know, should I fight? Then Krishna's idea is, you are not simply waging a war, you are doing your duty. Your duty, for Arjuna, his duty was to wage the war, to fight against the injustice, unrighteousness. We all got our own personal battles. We may not be going and trying to kill somebody. No, our own personal battle, externally in the world outside and within us. So we have to face these enemies within us. Enemies are not outside, enemies within us. Krishna says in the Gita, the uncontrolled mind is your worst enemy. But at the same time, that same mind, if you have got it under your control, that's your best friend. It can be your best friend, it can be your worst enemy. So the best friend is with you all the time, the worst enemy is also with you all the time. So it's up to us whether we want to have the enemy with us or the friend. All this Krishna saying that. So how to perform action, how to do our duty. Say selfless action. Karma yoga. It's one of the main teachings. Because reason is because Arjuna had some action to do. So Krishna is telling how to perform action without being attached. Then he talks about equanimity, emotional balance. You in the daily life, what happens? Our pendulum swings from one end to another. You are happy, then they go to the other end. We are upset for something. No, we have the emotional equilibrium, steadiness of the mind, equanimity, and all that we can acquire to a certain extent if we are not too much attached to whatever we had to do, to the actions that we had to do, to the people whom we are dealing. Often people think that if we say, don't practice detachment, they think it is indifference. So it's a big difference between being indifferent and being detached. Indifference is, I don't care what happens to you. Whatever happens, I am not at all bothered. But detachment means I care for you, but I'm not going to be emotionally involved with you. I care for you. When you're happy, I'm happy. When you're sad, I'm sad. I pray for you. I try to help you in any way, but not emotionally involved. There's a big difference. That people often confuse this detachment and indifference. It's not indifference. Detachment is not indifference. All these teachings that Sri Krishna gave, we will see how Holy Mother put it into practice. So we see Bhagavad Gita is a handbook for our daily living. And Holy Mother's life is a reference book. She showed how to live in this life, in the world, without being the world in her. Sri Ramakrishna, if you look at Sri Ramakrishna's life, almost always in the highest state of ecstasy, at the very least influence or suggestion going into samadhi, very high state, which we look up with awe. Swami Vivekananda, high fly, giving the highest philosophy. But look at Holy Mother. She lived a very quiet life. If you read the life of Holy Mother, we don't see any difference between her way of living and the way an ordinary village lady lived, especially in that time of 19th century, early 20th century Indian village, especially a Brahmin widow of Bengal, with how much restrictions she lived. So, but not much difference from other people. In a crowd, nobody will recognize her as something different. There is one very funny incident. Holy Mother was in Kashi, Benares, and one with her companions. Always there's two ladies, devotees of Sri Ramakrishna, Yoginma and Golapma. Most of the time, when Mother traveled, they used to travel with her. So they were all there. One lady came to see Holy Mother, heard about Paramhamsa's wife has come, so they wanted to come and see her. So she came there, entered the room, and Mother is sitting there. Golapma is there. Golapma is a stout lady, very imposing lady. So she thought that must be Holy Mother. Went to salute Golapma. Golapma realized that she is mistaken for Holy Mother, so pointed her to Holy Mother. And Holy Mother, very simple, quiet, unassuming person. But Holy Mother was in a very jovial mood. So she pointed back to Golapma. Didn't say anything, just pointed back. So the lady again came back to Golapma. Golapma again pointed out to Holy Mother. Again, this repeated twice. In the third time, Golapma lost her patience and snapped at her. Can't you see the face of ordinary human being and a divine face? The moment she said that, the lady looked at Holy Mother's face, and then she realizes something different. But at first glance, she's no different from other people. So, but we see, if you study her life, we see that her life is a reference book for how the teachings of Bhagavad Gita is practiced, lived, everyday life. And seeing that from there, we can learn how in our little effort, we can follow the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. So, for example, let's say, take what Shri Krishna says, how to perform action. Krishna says, you have to make karma into karma yoga. Karma yoga means is focusing on the way you perform action on the process rather than worrying about the results. Ordinarily, what happened? We worry about the results. If I'm doing this, will I be successful? We worry so much about the outcome that we pay less attention to the process, the means. And some in that way, they can make mistakes. But karma yoga is do your duty and finish it. The best of your ability. Study everything properly, how to perform that action, and with the do it in the best way possible for as far as you are concerned. And there you have finished. The results, whatever is, it will come. Results are bound to come. And if the results didn't come as you expected, there may be a reason. It can be either something that you fell short of, or maybe the result is not good for you. We have to accept. Gayatriprana Maharaji always used to say 3 words. Expect the highest, the greatest, the best, and work towards that. So you're expecting the best result, the highest result, outcome. So you work toward that. And then whatever results come, accept it. This is, why didn't I get it? Because it may not be good for me. That particular outcome may not be good for me in the long run. Accept it. And then adjust your life accordingly. Don't just sit there accepting and then after, I accepted, and then brood over it and more. No, adjust your life and go forward. So that is Karma Yoga. Pay much attention, lot of attention to the process, but don't worry about the results, outcome. And that needs detachment, non-attachment. Don't get too attached. We worry about the results because we get attached to the results. Don't get attached to the results. That's what Shri Krishna says. Tasmat asakta sadatam karyam karma. Therefore, at all times, do your duty without attachment. If you look at Holy Mother's life, we see her highly attached. She had the little niece, Radhu. And she was so attached to Radhu. So what's the difference between Holy Mother and ordinary people? They are attached to the children, they are attached to the grandchildren. There's all these grandparents are sitting here, all attached to children, I know. If you just mention the name of your grandchildren, all the faces light up. More than the children, they love grandchildren. So there's a lot of attachment. So what's the difference between Holy Mother and all of us? She was as much attached as she was detached. In a moment's notice, she was able to detach her mind completely. See, and her attachment to Radhu, her niece, was for a particular purpose. After Sri Ramakrishna left his body, Holy Mother found that there's nothing for her to live in this world. But there's a lot of work for her to do. Sri Ramakrishna said, when towards the end of his life, he said, "You have got a lot of work to do. What have I done? You have got a lot of work to do." Mother said, "I'm a woman, what can I do?" No, you have got a lot of work to do. And we see that after Sri Ramakrishna's passing away, she lived another 32 years and did a lot of work. Spiritual administration, caring for the fledgling spiritual organizations, Ramakrishna Order. Everything Mother did. In continuing the work that Sri Ramakrishna started. He only started the work. Continuation was done by Holy Mother. So to do that work, she has to live in this body. But Mother had no idea there's nothing to live. So her mind was always roaming to the highest planes to bring that mind down to the world, keep it in the world. Radhu had come. When Radhu was Holy Mother's niece, brother's child, the brother passed away while the wife was expecting. That was a big shock for her, the wife, and she went half mad. And a child was born who was nobody to look after. One day, the mother was just sitting there, and then she saw Radhu's mother, half mad. We all always call her mad aunt, dragging clothes, so much of clothes, all dragging, putting on her shoulder, and she's walking, mumbling something to herself, and this little one crawling behind her. And then this thought came to mother's mind: who will look after this baby? Mother is mad. Father has passed away. Suddenly, Sri Ramakrishna appeared in front of her and said, "Take her. She is Mahamaya. Hold on to her and live in the world." So, mother's attachment to Radha was for a particular purpose. And towards the end, when mother was very sick, she told Swami Sharadananda, "Take Radhu and all the others back to Jayarambati." Then they said, "Mother, how can you live without Radhu?" No, I have withdrawn my mind. In a moment's mind, notice, her mind is drawn away. There's no more attachment to Radhu. Take her away. So Swami Sharadananda says, "I have never seen so much of attachment and so much of detachment." We want both attachment and detachment. If there is no attachment, there's no love. You are a dry person. You have to have love. Sri Ramakrishna asked young Sharath, Swami Sharadananda later, "Whom do you love?" Sharath said, "I don't love anybody. I don't think I love anybody much." Then Sri Ramakrishna said, "What a dry fellow you are. No, it cannot be like that. You will be dry. You have to have love. That's the lubricant for the life. Love. Love is needed. At the same time, they should be able to detach." So Swami Vivekananda says, we need as much the power of attachment and the power of detachment. Should be able to attach ourselves, at the same time, the moment's notice, detach. Both are needed. And that is what Shri Krishna says, "Tasmat asakta satatam karyam karma." Perform all your duties without attachment. That means don't get attached to the results. You have pay full attention to the process, how to do it. There your duty is finished. Don't get attached to the results. Then another one Shri Krishna says is, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu ma manusmara yuttyaja. Therefore, at all times, remember me and fight. Remember me and fight. Fight means do your duty. At all times, remember me. How can you remember God all the time? We have got our duties. We have got our go to work, look after the family. How can we say remember God all the time? We can. We have got this capacity. The classic example we say is about toothache. You have got a toothache. You do everything from morning till evening, but you never forget the toothache, the aching. It is always there at the back of the mind. I have to go to the dentist. I have to see the dentist. The tooth is aching. But we do everything. So they're asking us to keep that constant remembrance of God, the back of the mind. Tasma sarveshu kaleshu. He didn't say just morning and evening. Always. So to start that always, we start with morning and evening. Somewhere we have to start. We start morning and evening. Slowly, slowly, that becomes a habit and able to have that remembrance of God all the time. And Holy Mother, in her life, we can see that. She says, Japat Siddhi. One of the easiest way to keep the remembrance of God is repeat the name of God. And that gives, just by repeating the name of God, you get the highest attainment. In the Gita, Sri Krishna says, among all the sacrifice, I am Japa Yajna. Among sacrifice, among Yajna, I am Japa Yajna, repetition of the name of God. We think, oh, after all, it's just the name. It's just the name of God. What is it? What's in that? Name of God is as powerful as God, or even more powerful. Like in the Ramayana, this is I don't know whether it is in the original Valmiki Ramayana, but it's the very prevalent story that Rama, when they were building the bridge, the monkeys wrote Rama, the name Rama, on the boulders and threw it, and it floated. Rama took a stone and threw it, in it sank. So his name is more powerful than himself. And again, another Sri Ramakrishna says, Hanuman just repeated the name of Rama and jumped across the sea. Rama had to build a bridge. So God's name is almost more powerful than God himself, you can say. So don't think that japa is, after all, what is japa? Just a name of repetition. God? No, it's very powerful. And Holy Mother showed how to do that. She says she used to do 20,000 repetition every day. She says, we say, oh, we have got all the work to do. We have got to go to office, look after the family, look after the children, cooking, cleaning, all those things are shopping. We don't have time. That is an excuse. That is because we haven't cultivated that habit to make use of the time. Mother shows, she says, I put the rice to cook, and then I sit down and repeat the name a few times. Then I cut the vegetables, repeat the name. Then I put the vegetables on for cooking. While it is being cooked, I repeat the name of God. She showed how to do that. We have got a lot of time, especially when we are all these going back, traveling. For everything we travel by car. We have got a lot of time. Most of the time, it's only one person. There's no question of even talking. Even if there are two people, there's no need to talk. You can repeat the name of God. It's not stopping you from driving the car. There's a lot of time. You sit in the bus or train. What are you doing? You can repeat the name of God. It's a lot of time if you want to do. It's just that we have to make the habit. And to make the habit, you have to start. Start doing it and it becomes a habit. Everything if you do, if I can't do it because you haven't started doing it. Start doing it. Then the remembrance will be there. Krishna says, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yuddhita. He didn't say, remember me only. And don't do your duty. Do all your duties. But remember me and do it. That's what Holy Mother showed through her life. Then another one, Sri Krishna says, Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa nirashi nirmama bhutva yudhyasya vigatajjara. Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya. Giving up all actions to me. Fixing the mind on the self. Without any attachment. Perform your action without mental fever, without getting too upset, without being under stress. Do the equanimity, do your actions. So first is giving up all actions to me. What we are asked to do is offer all the results to God. Giving up actions, there's two steps. The first one is offer the results of our actions to God. There are people who practice that. Whatever they do, offer to God. Krishnarpanamastu. Whatever I do, I offer to Krishna. I offer to Narayana. I offer to Sri Ramakrishna. In the beginning, it is just a lip service. Just I say that, but then really from the heart doesn't come. But you practice, start saying that. Slowly, you can see it becomes natural. What you start with imagination becomes a reality. Whatever you do, you offer to God the results of the actions. Then you don't get upset because the results belong to God, not yours. You have offered. If I have given you something, then there's no more claim on that thing. I cannot have any claim on that. So I am offering the results to God. Whether it is good or bad, it's God's. So when it is good results, I don't get elated. If the results are bad, I don't get upset because the results belong to God. But there is still the feeling that I have done it. I have offered the results to God. Then there's a second stage. I offer even the sense of I. That also is given up. God is working through me. I'm just an instrument in the hands of God. Then I don't have any claim. Whatever is happening, God is doing through me. Whether it is done well or done badly, I don't have any claim. Because God has done, I'm just a tool. That's all. If the pen, now we cannot say in the pen because pen don't do anything now. It's all the computer doing. But earlier we used to say when the pen writes a beautiful poem or a death sentence by the judge, pen doesn't have any claim. It's the one who is holding the pen. So I'm just a pen in the hand of God. I'm just a tool in the hand of God. He is doing everything. It's up to him. So you give up the sense of agency also, then you are completely free from any mental tension because you have given up the sense of agency also. Then there won't be any mental fever. You can do the actions without any mental fever. That sense of agency, giving up even the sense of agency, we can see in the life of Holy Mother, she had initiated so many people, so many devotees used to come. When Sri Ramakrishna was alive, he picked and choose whom he will have to accept as his disciples. If you find the person is not bit worldly, no, you go away. But mother accepted everybody. She herself says, Sri Ramakrishna picked and chose, and towards me he is pushing them all like the ants in thousands. And even the disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, like Swami Brahmananda and other spiritual giants, they were also very particular whom they will choose and accept as disciples. And then they will send the rest to Holy Mother. And one of the disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Premananda, says, the poison that we cannot accept, we are sending to Mother. And Mother, she's taking all that, accepting all those poison. It means all the evil deeds, the results or karma of the disciple. Mother is accepting. But she never had this feeling that she is the guru. She always, after initiation, she always used to say, Master Sri Ramakrishna is the guru. There was no sense of I. The egoism was not there at all. She has completely dissolved herself in Sri Ramakrishna. Another one Sri Krishna says is, Samoham sarva bhudeshu name dveshosti na priyaha e bhajanti tumam bhaktya mai te teshu chapyaham. I am the same in all beings. To me there is none hateful or dear. I am same to all beings. There is none hateful or dear to me. But those who worship me with devotion are in me, and I too am in them. So I am not, all are equal to me. There is nobody who is very, very dear to me or hateful. But, as he puts a but there. But those who are devoted to me, they are in me, and I am in them. This we see in the life of Holy Mother very much. All these people came, lots of people, and we have this famous saying of, and she accepted them all, good and bad. So there was no difference. Sri Ramakrishna is often asked the question, is God partial? God partial? And he said, no, God is the same to all. That's what Krishna says, Samoham sarva bhudeshu, I am equal to all beings. He didn't say to even all beings. He didn't say just human beings. I am equal to all beings. And humans, animals, everywhere, the same. Then what is the difference? Sri Ramakrishna says that God is present in all, but manifestation is different. Just like the glass is covered with dirt, the light doesn't come out. It's up to us to keep the glass clean, then the light can come out or the sunlight can come in. That's the only difference. Why difference in manifestation? That's what makes the difference in different people. You may know the story of Amjad, the Muslim laborer, robber. In near Holy Mother's village, Jairambati, there was another village where most of them were Muslims, Shiramanipur. The British government made them cultivate mulberry for silkworms. So they had stopped cultivating the land for rice and paddy and wheat and everything. They were doing silk. And then the silk from England started coming and they lost their job, livelihood. So what to do? They turned to petty thieves, became petty thieves, stealing. And they were known as mulberry thieves because they were cultivating mulberry. And one of them was Amjad. When Holy Mother Swami Sharadananda decided to have a house built for Holy Mother in Jairambati, the Swami who was in charge, Holy Mother told him, get these Muslim laborers to come and do the work. Why? The villagers were dead against that. But Mother said that, why are they stealing? Why are they taking to stealing and robbery? Because they don't have anything, no way of livelihood. So if you give them work, they get some, then they don't have to resort to stealing. How practical she was. And so they employed them. They used to come do the work. And later the villagers said, through Mother's love and concern, even the thieves became devotees. The whole Jairambati village was protected because of that. They never came to steal from Jairambati village. And one of them, Amjad, one day he came to Holy Mother, and Mother was asked the niece to serve lunch for him. She has this caste prejudice. He is a Muslim, so he should not go near the person, keep the leaf plate and throwing food, serving. Instead of serving properly, standing a bit far away and throwing food on the plate. Mother said, this is the way to serve food. Can anybody eat if you serve food like that? Give me. She took the vessel, served him standing near as though her own mother. And then after that, when she finished eating, she took the leaf plate, threw it away, cleaned the place. And it's all, now we don't understand what's the significance, what's the greatness in that. But at that time, all these things to be done by a Brahmin widow is unimaginable. It is revolutionary things for at that time the society. Then when her niece protested, she said, Holy Mother said, Amjad is same as my Sharat Swami Sharadan, the General Secretary of the Ramakrishna Mutt. Same as this thief. There's no difference. Samoham sarva bhuteshu, I am equal to all. There's no difference. In her eyes, they are her children, her sons, good or bad, all are equal to her. And through that, Holy Mother also showed how through love and kind behavior, we can make even the wicked person turn to good ways, into a good person. And then Sri Krishna says, Abhijet Suduracharo bhajate mam ananya bhak sadhureva samandavya samyak vivisudo hisa. If even a very wicked person worships me with one-pointed devotion, he or she should be regarded as good, for he or she has rightly resolved. Very wicked person, complete, very bad, but worships me with devotion, then look upon that person as good because he has rightly resolved, turned a page. In the case of Amjad is that. But not that he is completely stopped. Another time, he was not seen for a long time. Then after a long time he came, and Mother asked, what happened to you? Oh, he was caught stealing a cow or something, and he was taken to jail. Mother didn't give much importance to that part of the same. She kept saying, I was just wondering what happened to you. I'm happy that you're back. You're here. So instead of putting him down, she gave full love. Through love, you change the person. There are many instances where people who had gone astray. Some in Calcutta, few instances we read in the life of Holy Mother. Young men gone astray and then came to Mother. Through her love and affection, she turn on the right path. That's why Krishna says, even the very wicked person pursues me with one pointed devotion. There are, you can see in a few cases, young ladies, a prostitute came to Holy Mother, and then she dared to come up to her room, hearing that somebody has come, or she felt, she goes out of her room in Udbodh, and you can see those who have been there, you can just imagine Mother coming out of the room, coming down the staircase, and the lady standing at the foot of the steps, not daring to go up. Mother embraces her, takes her up, and says, now you have realized your bad ways. Now pray to Master and turn a new page in your life. So that's what Shri Krishna says. Even the wicked person worships me with devotion. Consider them as good. All this we see in her mother's life. And then he says, Chipram bhavati dharmatma, sheshwet chandem nigachadi. These are verses one after another comes. Kaundeya pratijanehi name bhakta pranashyati. Such a person, Chipram bhavati dharmatma, soon does he become righteous. Because have turned to good ways of living, become righteous, and attain eternal peace. Boldly can you proclaim, Arjuna, that my devotee will never perish. That's a great promise that Sri Krishna gives in the Gita. My devotee will never perish. So that's a consolation, that's a promise for us all. Only thing that we have to become devotees. We have to be devotees, we should be able to love God, whatever way you are doing, whether through action or devotion, love of God, or through meditation or path of knowledge, turn to the highest ideal. Then there is no question of fall. My devotee will never perish. Holy Mother says, there is no power in the earth that can destroy my devotee, one who has taken refuge in me. She through her life, she showed that. Whoever comes highly, earlier instances, what we said about wicked people who have gone morally degraded people, she just put them. And she says, if my child covers itself in dirt, is it not my duty to take it on my lap and clean it and take it on my lap? What does the mother do, ordinary mother do? The child falls in or plays in the dirt, completely covers with dirt, and comes running to mother. Will mother say, hey, get away, dirty thing? No. The mother remove the dirty clothes, put on clean clothes, washes the child, takes on the lap. There's it's a book called Holy Mother Sharda Devi, the Great Wonder. And towards the end of the book, there are 3 or 4 articles by Swami Buddhananda. I have mentioned this before. Say, in that one article, he says about how the parents treat the child. Say the father is ready to go to the office. No. Father has come back from the office in the evening, tired. The toddler runs to it. Father says, go away, because he is tired. The child is pushed out. The father has his shower, has his meal, and now he wants the child to come and play with him. It's time for the child to sleep. No, the child must come and play with him because it's his father's time. Father is ready to have the child. The mother is ready to go out for a party. She is all dressed and coming out. The child comes running, weeping. And the mother picks it up and the saris or clothes is dirty, but mother consoles the child, and then you may have to go and change her clothes. But as far as mother is concerned, its child is more important. So I'll say, when I say this, I say, sorry, it's not my words. So Swami is writing. So it's about that's the difference between father and mother. Mother is always care for the child. Holy Mother says, when the child gets dirty, is it not my duty to clean it and take it on my lap? So she always there. And she says, that's why she says, there is no power on earth who can destroy my child. If you are really convinced that you are a child of Holy Mother, then there is nothing can destroy us. Don't think when we say can destroy us that we won't get sick or we won't get any sufferings, worldly sufferings in the worldly sense. All that is part of the life. Getting illness, it's part of the human body. That will happen. But there is you will be fixed still on your spiritual path. You won't be swayed from that. That's the important thing. You will be still remembering that you are a child of mother. That's what she said whenever you are in difficulty, remember you have a mother. Hold on to that idea. And then Shri Krishna says, Mam hi partha vyapashritya ebhisya papayonaha striyo vaishyas tadha shudrastevi yadi param gati. Kim punar brahmana punya bhakta raja shreyas anityam asukham lokam imam prapi bhajasvama. From taking refuge in me, they means of people of inferior birth, as well as women, Vaishya, Shudras, and even they attain the supreme goal, taking refuge in me. Taking refuge in God doesn't matter what you are, what your status in life, society, where you are born, doesn't make any difference. What is needed is take refuge in God. So it's a saying, a small-minded person discriminates between a relative and a stranger. But all are considered relatives by a great soul. A small-minded person discriminates between, oh, this is my relative, these are my people, and they are others. There is a difference between us and them. But a great soul, the whole world is his or her. Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam. There's everybody is mine, ours. There's no separate. Nobody says. That's what the last teachings of Holy Mother. Nobody is a stranger, my child. The whole world is your own. Nobody, and the whole world is your own because you are all children of God. You are all children of Mother, Divine Mother. If we are all children of Divine Mother, we are all brothers and sisters. The Mother is their divine, the supreme reality, whether we call it Divine Mother or God, if you have come from them. Shri Krishna says, Aham Atma Gudagesha Sarvabhutashe Stitha. Aham Atma. I am the soul of all. I am the self of all. And Holy Mother says, I am the mother of all. Somebody asked, all? Even animals? She said, yes. She didn't say, I'm just a mother of human beings. I'm the mother of all. Even the animals, birds, creatures, everything. The mother of all. Only thing is that we had to remember that she's our mother. That's all. That's the final teaching. She said, the whole world is your own. And she says, whenever you are in difficulty, remember, I have a mother. And another thing she says, if she told Sri Ramakrishna, if somebody calls me mother and asks for something, I cannot refuse. You all, isn't it a great promise? It's a great consolation for all of us. Just call her mother and ask. Not, but make sure you are asking for the right thing. For petty things, your children ask for small things which is harmful for them, you won't give. The same way, if we ask and then we are not getting, that means it's not good for us. But she says that she cannot refuse. All her to do is remember we have got a mother, and calling her mother, ask, and she will give. That's what Sri Krishna says. My devotee will never perish. The same thing Holy Mother said. So you just have to remember mother is there, our mother. Everybody's mother. She had no difference of when at the time when caste was so prominent, no difference of caste, no difference of race. And it's unimaginable at that time that you deal closely with foreigners. Even during the later times, some of the independence society leaders during the independence movement of India, like Gopal Krishna Gokhale and all those people, they had contact with Christian missionaries, and then they had to do the penance for that. Foreigners, Christians, they had to do penance dealing with them. And here, Holy Mother had the foreigners, Mrs. Sarabul, Miss MacLeod, Sister Nivedita, all sitting with her. And even Swami Vivekananda could not imagine what Holy Mother did. When they came to meet Holy Mother, you can imagine the men are not allowed to see Mother. When male devotees come, she sits covered with a shawl, head to foot. They only see her, maybe her toes. That's all, big toe. That's all they can see. And here the ladies went upstairs to see Mother, and Swami Vivekananda is waiting downstairs. And he is wondering how Mother will receive. She is from a remote village, not exposed to all these things. And there's the attendant Swami is there to translate, and then talked to them, told Mother that here they are Swamiji's devotees from America, from Europe. And then Mother told them, my children, my daughters, come. They're finished. All their distinctions fall. They became her daughter. And they felt as though they are the children. And then they were given prasad in a plate. And these ladies, in their formality, offered back to Mother, won't you take some? Now, they never thought that once it is touched by them, it's already polluted. You cannot imagine to take Mother to take. But Mother took a few pieces and ate. And when Swami Vivekananda heard that, he just could not imagine what a revolutionary thing to do. And he, in his excitement, he wrote to Swami Ramakrishnananda, who was already gone to Madras. Mother is here, and these Western ladies went to see Mother. And can you imagine? Mother ate with them. Now we don't understand what's the greatness in that. But at that time, it was highly revolutionary. But for her, it was so natural because they are my children. They had my daughters. So that's when she said nobody's a stranger, she showed in her life. Nobody's whether good or bad, whatever be your background, whatever be your caste, religion, race, no, all her children. Even animals, birds, everything her children. And she is giving this as the blessing. Just call on mother. Call me mother and ask for something, I cannot refuse. That's a great promise that she has given us.
There's a bit of time for question and answer.
I think attachment is in our DNA, whereas detachment is something, is it to be learned or you discipline yourself to do that? Because attachment is very easy.
Yes.
As I've said, it is in our DNA and it automatically comes to us, but detachment is.
A detachment we have to practice. We have to practice. Little bit, not that we are not asking to straight away get completely detached, but little small things we start practicing. And if you start practicing from the early age, then as you grow, as your children grow, your detachment also will grow. Then as whatever, you will be able to take life in its stride without getting too emotionally upset when things go wrong. Because in life, things will go wrong all the time, I'm sure. Nothing will happen. Nobody is going to be free from any trouble in life. Nobody can have everything going smooth all through your life, and nobody can have things going bad all through life. So question, how often, when, that's all. Sometimes some people may have little problems, health issues, family problems, so many things, all these different problems all through, little. Some people, everything going smooth, then suddenly a big problem comes. But everybody will have his or her share. But if you practice detachment through little things consciously from early days, then when things go wrong, we will be able to face it. Things will go wrong, but we'll have the strength, we'll have the strength to face it.
Please clarify a little bit this. Whatever you do dedicated to the God, I can understand if I'm doing good thing, good job, I can dedicate it to God. And I guess, and I understand the idea is that I want to dissolve my ego. I'm not the doer, God is the doer. But I can't apply the same if I'm doing something wrong. And
No.
If I go and kill somebody or do, cheat somebody, you can't say, God is the doer, I'm not the doer.
No, you cannot.
You have to use your, because you said good or bad, dedicate to God. So I just want to clarify.
No, good.
Bad, you can't do that.
No, you do the results, whatever happens. When I say the results bad, bad means from your standpoint, what you expected didn't come to that standard expectation. I have done the.
Yeah, I know I meant I'm doing bad, wrong thing. Then I'm trying to dedicate to God.
No, that you cannot do that.
that.
No, that you cannot do that. Because you're consciously doing, and you know that you're the doer. You're consciously doing something bad to hurt another person. Then you have to read the result. Yeah. You can say I have dedicated to God, but that's not real dedication. No, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, because when you're talking, you mention good or bad, dedicated to God.
That is, if the
what you mean by
that is different. If something bad happened, not the result that's bad. Different.
For the detachment, Swamiji Vivekananda was saying that we are co-travelers, just like that in the train or in the flight. We have booked ticket from this to this. So from I want to go to India via Singapore. Adelaide to Singapore, somebody is with me, and Singapore to India, Mumbai airport, somebody is with me. So just like our family, our friends, our brothers and sisters, They are with us for that much time. They are not whole life with us. We can be detached from them. They will part when their station comes down. They have to get down, and somebody so many times that
Yeah.
example has been given that air hostesses say welcome, welcome like that.
Yes.
No, small thing. Child and mother, you give example. Child is mother loves child because whatever, like God loves us everyone. Child loves mother is only due to his experience, his or her experience. He finds peace, he finds security, she is milk
Yeah.
and all that. So he has started loving mother. In a different way, I want to love God. I don't have any experience of that.
The child loves mother. Whoever say, suppose the child, soon after the child was born, child was taken away or mother died and somebody is looking after, but whoever is looking after and giving all this comfort and fulfilling the biological needs, emotional needs, that's a mother for the child. And for us, God is giving all that. God is looking after us all the time. We are in the hands of God all the time. We just
have to believe that.
We just don't remember that. Don't remember that. When difficulties come, what do you do? You call God. When dire difficulties come, when there is nobody, there's no help from anywhere.
They are very weak. Go to the God. Okay,
What do strong people do?
Okay.
What do tell me? What do the strong people do? Those who are very mentally strong. There is when they're
I'm ignorant.
Hmm?
When I'm ignorant, I don't know. Say, for example, I don't know anything, then I go to God. But if I'm knowledgeable, then I won't go. I go up to the knowledge and then after that I go to the God. Here, question is not that. I want to take the japa of the God. And eventually I want to become one with him because I want to abide in that self. For that, I should be, people say that we keep on practicing it, you good. But another way is that when I'm trying to solve a problem, and if I know the problem, if I get one with that, I love that problem, solving that problem, I'll be able to reach there. So basic thing is loving that object, what I'm trying to reach there, I must love that. Same thing, I must love God. I can't experience God, so I can't love that. Just a theoretical question or hypothetical question. I don't know. I have never experienced that.
There are many factors. Many people whom or things we love without knowing much, but we have a little bit of affection, and then slowly, because we have a little bit of love for the person or the thing, we want to know more, and then as we come to know more, we have the love increases. So suppose two people meet, strangers. It is a nice person. I talk to her, and then who are you? What's your name? What's your background? It's a bit of knowledge I come. I call it, same interest. I like the person. So I talk to more. Then as I increase my knowledge of that person, the love for the person increases more. They go together. So we need knowledge and love. On just knowledge, if you don't have the love, knowledge makes you dry.
Love is very important.
Very,
how to love God. I've got a knowledge of God, but I don't have a love for God.
If you, with knowledge, you must cultivate the love. How? Pray to God. What else can you do? If you don't have love within us, we pray to God, please help me to love you. Help me to love you. Because even to think about God, we can think about God, call on God only through His grace. So we pray, please help me to love you.
One thing is definite that we can't intellectually cultivate that.
No,
problem.
no.
It has to be done.
Because love is an emotional thing. Intellect is dry. It doesn't give you love. It doesn't give the emotion. So we need both head and heart. Just head won't do. Heart is there, needed. And so we pray to God, please give me love, pure love. Sri Ramakrishna, in the gospel, we can see Sri Ramakrishna praying to Divine Mother. She says, with flowers in my hand, I may offer Mother, here is your purity, here is your impurity. Take both, give me pure love. Here is your righteousness, here is your unrighteousness, give me pure love. He asked, not that he didn't have love for God, but he is doing this prayer just to show us, please pray to God for love.
But the only thing the way I could convince myself is that when I'm praying to the God, and at that time I'm feeling very peaceful, there is no other thought no other vritti in my mind. There is no karta, there is no karta bhavana, there is no bhokta bhav. And I am simply at that moment of peacefulness is really the God. So that way I can experience that. That way, that is what I thought is that.
And that peace comes from God.
Yeah, that of course that's consciousness. That
Yeah.
is what is, because there is no other thing. So the
Yeah.
consciousness prevails.
So you continue with that slowly, it will increase. But
Method is to get rid of all our vikaras and
yeah,
vasanas,
it's a lot. It takes time.
and removing vikaras or vasanas come because of attachment. Now, how to get rid of attachments? Self-inquiry or any other method? I try a self-inquiry, but is there any other? Self-inquiry is an intellectual process.
Yeah, intellectual process, and also this idea that offer everything to God, the results. That way, you are not the doer, then there's less attachment. You tell yourself every time, I'm just a tool in the hand of God. So I don't have any claim over the results.
Yeah, that is offered as a
yeah.
prasad to the God.
Yeah. So all these things will help in cultivating detachment.
And not to be attached, that is indifference, is then shares and praise problem. That's what, before you do any action, think of that very hard, whether I should eat this sweet or not. Is good for me or bad for me. If I'm attached to that, I'll straight away take it. But if I question at that time.
Yeah, reasoning has to be.
Indifference first, but sometimes I get.
It is not indifference, it is reasoning. Indifference
and attachment.
No, indifference is completely, I don't care.
There or not.
And whatever happens, I don't care. But this one, good or bad,
Yeah.
that is your reasoning. You have to reason out, and then, no, this will lead to attachment. Do I really want to get involved with this? This will lead to attachment.
There's also a
Vivek
question.
Vairagya. Vivek and Vairagya.
Yes.
There's also a question in this case of what Jesus Christ was saying. It's easier for a child to reach God than for an adult, because we are always cut. How to do so much idea,
Yes.
and we question everything. Is question whether you have faith or you are just have a belief, whatever belief. We believe you will not be faithful. When you have faith or something, you don't question, you just follow. Once you believe that, that's what it is. I mean, there's no mountain if there's no valley. So what will work when you are climbing out as you go along to the top of the mountain, we do not know what is there, but you have to have faith. If you think you're climbing into a mountain and go up to that, then you will achieve that.
And for that, we start with belief in people who have experienced or whom we trust and respect. We know what they're saying is true. We trust a person and then follow that person's words and to see whether we get the same results. Like the Upanishads, the sages say we have done this. The great sages, saints and sages say we have followed this method, have reached this. So we try that. Do we get the results? Then if you don't get the results, you can say that's rubbish. But without following that method, you cannot say that it's not correct. Unless you have followed the method and haven't got the result, then they have got right to say, oh, this is useless.
Anubhav. You have to anubhav yourself.
Yeah. Otherwise, you cannot say that you are scientific.
Yeah.
Unless you follow it and then find out is whether it's true or not. Yes, please.
So I have a question. And I've been like reading like Gita and Vivechuramani and sort of Upanishad sort of thing. So Swamiji, Manan Swamiji has been teaching me. So while reading Gita, he taught me like through these two ways through which you can. One is Nivritti Marga and one is Pravritti Marga. Okay, one is I get confused between both, but one is directly from Brahmachari, you can take sannyasa, and one is through Brahmachari, Grihastha, one
Yeah.
and sannyasa. So my case is I am right now in a stage from Brahmachari to Grihastha in the stage, and when I'm going to Grihastha stage, and soon after a few days, I'll get married. So after I get married, and again, I'll have what like my partner understands my like spiritual journey. Okay. But when I need to like I draw a line in terms of okay, this is after this I need to cut out and go into the Brahmachari state with my partner, number one. And number two is like I don't know, because of my sanskar from my like previous birth, I have like heaps of attachment towards like you named Ramakrishna Paramahansa, Holy Mother, Sai Baba, like any form of God, Sri Krishna, where you want to devote your time, reading, try to spend like 15 to 20 minutes every day reading all these things. But you are a son, so you have your dharma to play as a son, taking care of your parents and your family. But somehow your family is like not in sync with your thing. How do I, as a son, as well as moving forward as a partner, when I have going to Grihastha, when I need to cut that?
They say when your children have grown up and they have got children, that means when you become a grandparent, then it's time for you to leave the world. Leave the world means from active life and then to lead a really retired life. That means you are not involved with their family life when you become grandparent. That is the traditional way. But now the modern life, it is different. So without in the modern here society, without grandparents' help, we cannot, the children will be survived. That's different. So we have to adjust to the society, social times, but at the same time, try to keep the mind on God. Again, when you become as long as your children are growing up, it's your responsibility to look after them or provide them but at the same time try to give them the values. When they're very young, instill the high values into them. That's being a parent is a great responsibility, because you are bringing the future citizens for the world. It's what values you give them, what values you practice at home. That's what the children absorb. They're like, we think that, oh, little ones, when they're babies, they don't understand. They absorb the family values, the way the parents behave. They absorb like sponge. And then once they're grown up, say 7, 8, there's no point in trying to say what you're doing is wrong, because they have already absorbed from what you have done. So from the beginning, make sure that you lead a proper, righteous life, moral, ethical life, and give the highest example to your children. And then when the children are grown up, they are settled in life, then try to withdraw as much as possible. Don't get emotional. That time comes, don't get emotionally attached. Yeah. Grandchildren, we said all the time. So when some grandparents are not able to, whatever be the behavior of the children, they are not able to see the grandchildren, so upset. They are not.
So selfish. They're looking at their own happiness.
Yes. We are always looking at our own happiness. We are not looking at other people's happiness. In all emotion involvement, it's why do you love other person? Because I love myself. I want to be happy. I'm not loving the other person for that person's happiness, but for my happiness. That is why in the Brihadaranya Upanishad, it says the husband loves the wife not for the sake of the wife, but for the sake of the self, capital S. The wife loves the husband not for the sake of the husband, but for the sake of the self. The parents love the children not for the sake of the children, but for the sake of the self. Self means at present, when we love other people, we want to be happy. That is actually we are looking for the happiness of trying to contact the higher self, but at present we are involved with the body, psychophysical system. But really, we are trying to come in touch with the higher self. That's why we love other people. But try to not to be too emotionally involved. Now, that's the first question. Come to the second one. As a son, it's your duty to look after the parents. And in between, whatever time you get, you devote your time for your spiritual practices. But you have to make the same, not that you have to spend too much time. It is the quality, not the quantity. Quality is important. If you are sitting only for 5 minutes, doesn't matter. If with full concentration, with full yearning, you pray to God, then if your prayer is really earnest, then God will make the situation conducive to your spiritual practices. With your partner, with your parents, everything. It depends upon how earnest we are in our prayer. Help God for, pray to God for help in your spiritual practices, in your spiritual life. Then you will have, if you are really earnest, then He will make it happen. So we all have to do is pray to God earnestly. Please help me in my spiritual life.
And also, I haven't fully read Gita, but the part which I really it touched me is Shri Krishna was explaining Arjuna about from Agnya to Pragnya, Pragnya to Sthita Pragnya, that thing. My question on that was you get the Gyan knowledge, okay, and again under the blessing of God, and then you you step 5 steps or 6 steps towards partially 0.15% of Sthita Pragnya, okay, and then this is your path, this is what is going to help you, and then you get pulled back by other external factors, okay, not family, but again we have to do our karma, karma,
Yeah.
you do everything, job and everything, and then you get pulled back, and when I go home, before going to bed or before I wake up, okay, I do some prayer, so, and then I realize, oh, last week I was being true to myself, this week I have walked 5 steps behind. How do I how how you put the horse, the peg, and okay, so how do I peg myself, and then when I go to 0.5, and then again I peg myself onto the.
See, the very fact that you are realizing that you are going 5 steps back, it's a step forward. Maybe in the early days, if we say to few months ago or few years ago, you were not even conscious of that. So that's it. Whatever you're doing, you continue with that, and then slowly the gap will reduce. That you are remembering God and doing your practices going forward, and then that reducing or going backward will become less and less.
I've noticed this in terms of if I do any mistake, okay, at work or at home, anything, somehow, while driving or from what not we had, that keeps on, telling me that
Yeah,
this
it was
is
wrong. Yeah.
a very bad thing. And but again, I repeat that same. I try when I see myself when I was student, and my partner, she tells me she has seen some change in me, but I myself think that I'm still doing bad.
No, that see, we cannot judge ourselves, and we don't have to. How much you are practicing, progressing in the spiritual path, if we are sincere in our practices, then we will be progressing. Holy Mother says, suppose you have bought the ticket for a night train. You bought the ticket, got into the train, and straight away, night train, you go to sleep. Do you know how far you're going? How far you're gone? No. Only when you reach a destination, you realize. So like that, we have got the name of God. We are on the train. Now, we don't have to worry how much we have progress. All we have to do is keep up with our practice sincerely, earnestly, and pray to God earnestly, and they will take us forward.
One last.
We don't have to measure how much you have gone forward.
And one last.
Quick. Yeah. It's really late.
Yeah.
One last small question. I don't know why I like this Ananta Rupini song. And whenever I sing that song, and also when we do the Arati of Ramakrishna, and in between you have Ma Sarada's thing.
Mm.
I don't like when we read only that part of Mother's Arati, and I've been listening to Swami Tattvananda's thing, and then he starts with a prayer. Somehow I get really
Emotional?
Yeah, somehow I know tears come out from my eyes.
Well, I don't know any answer for that. Maybe Mother is pulling you.
So we'll conclude then with guided meditation.